Hello, we just finished Avatar: The Last Airbender, the final and third and final season of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which had followed Aang, a airbender, young airbender who had been frozen in ice for 100 years and was the Avatar, which on this planet, where this fantasy world where there are the four elements make up the magic groups of fire, earth, wind, and water. The Fire Nation has been basically rampaging around, conquering everyone, throwing everything out of balance, and the Avatar is there to bring balance to the elements, the peoples of the elements, as well as, I guess, nature in general. And so he gets discovered by these two kids, slightly a little older than him, from the Water Tribe, and they go on adventures with him, his little Momo, his little flying lemur monkey, and Appa, his wind bison, who they can fly around with, and is very attached to. And they're in this world. They are pursued by Zuka. God, I can't remember his name. A young fire person, prince, indeed son of the Fire Lord himself, who is planning on, when a giant burning comet comes across the thing, will supercharge his powers, and is planning on basically taking over everything. And Aang has to learn all the the bending of all the different elements to get ready for it, and that's what they've done over the series. Zuko, the fire bending prince, actually has the best arc in this series, where he goes from being kind of the evil villain chasing them to someone who kind of finds his own path. And yeah, that is really touching. That gets wrapped up in kind of the sense of his personal journey. I think maybe about halfway through the third season. And over the three seasons, we've gotten like kind of them have kind of individual adventures at different parts of this world, and kind of slowly had different things of finding their own strengths, exploring some of their own darknesses and stuff like that. It's been a series that obviously it's an American series, but it takes a lot from kind of Japanese anime. You see there's some very poetic shots that you think of Miyazaki, other stuff which I'm not as familiar with, but are definitely like, it's taking the language of of animation from Japan and telling it in what's more of a westernized point of view. There's a lot of times I look at this series and you think, oh, this has got a lot of kind of Star Wars in it, which, Star Wars itself kind of has influences from people like Japanese filmmakers like Kurosawa, so it's not surprising, who also took a lot of his influences from stuff like westerns and things like that. So they all kind of bounce back and forth, and this seems to be another great entry in that. There's also a way that it's like some parts of this, or it's like, this is fairly deep, and other parts you think, oh, okay, this is like Saturday morning kids cartoon, some of the episodes, but for the most part it had managed to kind of stay fairly nuanced and not be kind of a lesson of the week sort of thing. Have to say, the last little bit of run here, things get very rushed, and I'm not too delving into the final bits. I'm not going to talk about them in detail, but it does feel like they're like maybe halfway through season 3 when they found out, oh, you're not going to have a season 4, and they suddenly needed to rush, and a lot of their subtlety and a lot of their kind of gradual kind of moving of things suddenly had to happen very quickly, and suddenly a lot of the kind of the character-based stuff gets dropped, and a lot of the characters feel like they're getting shoved around into the right positions to end the series. Zuko, for the most part, I mean, it's kind of odd that his climax comes really halfway through, because it's his personal climax that's the one that really actually matters. But a lot of the other ones, it's like Aang and stuff like that, I really feel like, okay, I learned this week, now I need to get on to the next episode and stuff like that. And I found the writing kind of clunky at parts there at the end. You know, there is kind of an important thing at the end of, you know, it's not just like, you know, the hero gets to butcher everyone versus the evil villain butchering everyone. So there is that, and it's positive. I just wish they'd been able to like kind of take their time a little bit more and maybe work on the scripts a little bit more. But that said, I really enjoyed the series. I really love the characters. It's totally worth it to be something to watch. It was really great. It's one of these things that we watch, like, you know, 3 or 4 episodes a day on the weekend, and some days we just, you know, we really powered through a lot. Somewhere at the end there, it was just like, oh, that was a shaky episode, which is a shame. But at this point, you know, I'm so invested in the characters that it didn't matter as much. So it's not like the perfect series, but it was really great in places, and I really love the characters. And you know, the whole sequence of you know, for me, probably, you know, as I said, Sokka, his sequence of things, his relationship with his uncle, really a high point. The whole thing about poor Appa's lost weekend, as it was, where he gets kidnapped and being brutalized and finding kindness and in that is like that it's like Appa's the dog of the series, and it's like that was really dramatic and really affecting and good. You know, I think there was earlier where Aang was feeling kind of anger and rage, which I think it was around the Appa stuff, and like, you know, him using his power in a way that's like, wow, that's frightening. Like, you know, this is a little kid with a ton of power, and it can be kind of frightening how much that can be, and it sort of shows the strength of his character, that that didn't go to his head, that didn't warp him into like one of the other kind of the creatures in this world. There's a lot of very powerful people in this world who the power has corrupted them, has made them cruel, has made them negligent, has made them not be sensitive to kind of the lives around them, and to properly weigh the consequences of violence. But you know, I wish he had, in the end, it felt very much like a boss battle at the end, which was a disappointment. But that said, yes, again, I just like to say, so happy I finally got a chance to see this. This is because came to Netflix, and it's like, oh, okay, we actually had some time. Now we're gonna have to find something else to watch. Always the thing. But that was really great. That was really great. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.